Hey, how's it going? I just got off the BTS in Thonglor, and this is Sukhumvit Soi 55. That's kind of the main drag in this expensive neighborhood, but I'm gonna head up this way and explore the little side sois, maybe Soi 53, I'm not sure. We'll go see what's over here. The Soi 55 area, it's very high society and expensive. It's a real favorite of the Japanese and Korean business people, and you'll pay top dollar for these condos. It also has a lot of fancy nightclubs and kind of electronic music. But if you're into all that and you don't want to pay super high prices, maybe you'll find a deal in some of these smaller buildings close to Soi 55. Right at the base of BTS Thonglor is the Old English. Really good British pub. And here's Sukhumvit Soi 53.5. Looks pretty small. Just really this building, the Lady Apartments. Office for rent, 15,000 baht. So maybe it's an office building instead of apartments. And here's a little side entrance to the Hotel Nico tucked away back there. And here's Soi 53, still very close to the BTS stairs. You got the Woodball Karaoke right on the corner. The Thonglor Suites just looks like a little small 3-story hotel. A dispensary, tattoo place, Orion snack bar, Japanese karaoke style no doubt, and a laundromat. We'll head on down Soi 53. And it's about 5:45, 6 p.m. There's a little bit of traffic, but not like a crazy thoroughfare. Maybe people just taking a shortcut to their condos on the back side of 55. Now this first building on 53, there's no markings, so it's probably a consulate. There's a guard behind that little window and a secured gate. So I'm not sure. Usually they have a flag flying, but this all seems pretty secure. And here's the Bangkok Prep and Secondary School. The CV12, the residence. It has a corner decor store and then 5 stories of the residence. Across the way is just an office building. We're only 1 block from Sukhumvit. A very nice Thai residence behind a gold gate. The Greyhound Original. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it might be a resale shop. I see a bunch of clothes upstairs. Volve Hotel Bangkok. Just a 4-story unit with the herringbone restaurant below. Now this looks like a nice building, the MPK on Sukhumvit 53. This is actually very nice back here, which isn't surprising next to Soi 55. I'm sure this area comes at a high price as well, but it's beautiful. Here's the Baco restaurant and wine bar. And up this side Soi next to the MPK is the La Petite Salil. This is Sukhumvit Thonglor Soi 1. I've actually heard of that restaurant. I think it's a big fancy deal. Here's more of the Baco. It's still early. I'm not sure what this is over here. Is that 6AA? Looks like a restaurant. The Ban Mila building. Very close to Sukhumvit. Looks like larger units. Here's Japanese karaoke, the Usagi Club. And it's right across the way from just an office building. Half dozen townhomes. I guess these are sushi restaurants with a building above. The Sashayan Mansion above. Now this little side soi, it goes to I can see Soi 55 at the end, and there's some temple here that this must be the back end. I think this is a private residence. It's huge, or maybe it's a fourplex. I think this is the Charlemagne's Art des Maisons building. Japanese-inspired luxury living. And we're about 3 blocks tucked away back off of Sukhumvit now, and it's definitely quieter here. These side sois, probably the majority of the traffic coming off of Sukhumvit or taking a shortcut over to 55. And these people all have a reason to come back here. There are some larger buildings in between 53 and 55. But 53 itself looks a little quiet. Still, we'll walk down another block or so. Here's the alcove at 53 with the Mio restaurant down below. Arroz, Spanish rice house. Some kind of fancy beauty shop. And it looks like a home furnishing store across the way. Now here's an older Thai building, butted up next to some of the fanciest buildings in town. These are probably a Soi 55 address. They're just so large they come back here towards 53. CPS Coffee. Conic Vinyl Studio and Krita DJ School. Now I believe this is the back of the Waterford building. Comes out on 53 and goes all the way to 55. Here's the Raintree Villa. Looks like a nice older building. A lot of greenery on those balconies. And we're kind of getting down here now. It's not an impossible walk, but it's a good 4 to 5 blocks to the BTS Thonglor. This is the community mall. I see a couple of Japanese places. This looks like a Thai restaurant. Now it looks like a lot of the traffic down on the end of 55 is making this right turn, so no doubt that's a shortcut to get over to Soi 55. I'll head down there and check out that building, maybe go for one more block. It looks like I got to get past a couple of chickens. Yeah, that's definitely 55 at the end, and it looks like there's another couple of buildings. Not much of a sidewalk, but let me go up here and look at the next block, and then I'll come back around and see what's doing here. This is in between 53 and 55. Looks like a beautiful home here. Yeah, definitely nobody's coming back here. It probably dead ends right there. I mean, these are the little hidden gems you want to find in the middle of busy Bangkok. And this, it's not an unbearable walk to the BTS. This is the Promenade 53. I see 2 addresses, so 2 fancy residences tucked in behind this gate. And yes, this is the end of 53 at dead ends, and we have the Habitat building. That looks pretty expensive, being this close to Soi 55. Everything's expensive in Thonglor. And this is really pretty convenient. You just go up 1 block and take a left and you're on 55. And this van kind of says it all. This is how the really rich people, if you're not driving your Bentley, you're riding in one of those Toyota limo vans. So that's Soi 53. Let's go up that 1 block and take a left and check out that little side Soi that heads over towards Soi 55. Look like there were a couple of buildings. And these guys like their chickens. I guess those are chickens, roosters, I don't know the difference. So if you wanted to live in the habitat, you got a solid 6 blocks to walk to the Sukhumvit BTS. It actually might be more than 6 blocks, but they're small blocks here, so I'm not going to say it's 10 or 12 blocks when they're like half-size blocks. And this little side soi, there's no street sign, but it's at the end of 53, almost, and it goes directly to soi 55. Different little small businesses and wine bars. I see karaoke. Here's the Filbert building, Thonglor, soi 9. And I'm not sure what Speed Queen is. Looks like a business. Looks like a fancy Thai restaurant, Ron. So I started over here on 53, came up this side soi, again, no street sign. And I'm not gonna walk up to 55. That's 55 up here. And it looks like this might end up, I don't know. It might end up at Sukhumvit, but maybe not. I'm gonna walk down and see what these buildings are about. I actually don't think it is gonna go to Sukhumvit. At the very end, try not to get hit by a car here, you can see the Hotel Nico. That's Sukhumvit. Now this is a very old building, but it looks like they have some huge patios. I see some big gardens. I'll get up here and see what the name is. And I'm doing the best I can. There's not a whole lot of sidewalk to work with back here. It's the Renisue, Thonglor on 5. No, actually this is a separate building. I didn't see the name on these buildings at all. And here is the Arcadia building. Now this is the Waterford. I was mistaken when I was on 53. I thought it might be on 55, but it's on this side soi. Looks a little bit older, but probably still comes at a cost in this neighborhood. I think we have a Japanese bakery, and I don't know what Privilege is. Then next to there's a hair salon. The Walden building, we're on Thonglor, soi 8, in between soi 53 and 55, Sukhumvit. It's like a smaller building. Nita in Thonglor. Here comes one of those limo vans again, coming out of, I think that says it's the Mantel residence. Yeah, if you got bucks in Bangkok, that's the way to go. This driving around is no joke. I correct myself, it's the Marvel residence, not the Mantel. Here's the Bon Wanapa building. Looks like some beautiful 10 and 12 foot ceilings. This little Thai place, it says it's in the Michelin guide, Kua Kling Pak Sad. Sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. So we've come up to the intersection. If you go to the left, you'll go to soi 55. If you go to the right, you'll go to 53. Here's a Shabu Cafe. And I'm heading back towards 53. It just looks like a couple of restaurants and we're back on 53. Andaman Casual Dining. It says fondue and sushi masa. Looks like there's another building tucked away over here. So that, where the vans are, is soi 53. This is the alcove, Thonglor. And that busy street at the very end, that is Thonglor, soi 55. Hey, thanks. That's about it for soi 53 in the Thonglor area. If you're enjoying these looks around Bangkok and other spots in Southeast Asia, consider subscribing. I also have videos up on Indonesia and Malaysia, and I did a whole bunch of videos on Baja when I lived in San Diego. So maybe check some of those videos out. Take it easy.